Underneath the surface, they thought they could mold me, shape me into something weaker, something they could easily control. But they were blind to the truth. Every plan they devised, every whisper they spread, every knife they sharpened in secret, it all fueled the transformation they never anticipated. They believed they had trapped me, boxed me in with no room to maneuver. They were certain they knew how my story would end, thinking I was just a pawn in their game. But they didn't grasp that they weren't just plotting my downfall. They were forging a force they couldn't contain. Their constant barrage of insults and betrayals didn't break me. It reshaped me. Each wound, each act of treason was like a hammer strike on the anvil, crafting something far more resilient than they could ever imagine. I became something new, something more formidable than the person they sought to destroy. Now, they should be afraid. Really afraid. I'm not the person they once knew. I'm stronger, darker, and more relentless. They pushed and pushed, expecting me to crumble, but instead they fortified me. I've shed the skin of who I used to be, and now I wear the armor of every hardship they inflicted upon me. I wasn't destined to walk this path they set me on it. I once carried hope in my heart, light in my soul, but they extinguished it, bit by bit, day by day. They stripped away the layers of the man I once was, leaving behind nothing but the void they filled with their darkness. They wanted me hollow, wanted me empty, but what they failed to realize is that they didn't destroy me. They rebuilt me. They thought the darkness would consume me, that I would drown in it, but instead I learned to navigate its depths. They wanted to see me struggle, see me fail, but now I'm the one pulling them into the abyss they created for me. They fed me their worst, thinking it would be my end, but all it did was fuel the fire within me. Now, I'm coming back, stronger than ever, ready to take what's mine. They believed they could keep me chained, held down by their lies and deceit. But every attempt to crush me only made me more powerful. The chains they forged have become my weapons, and their lies have become my shield. They were the architects of their own downfall. They never imagined that the very tools they used to break me would become the instruments of their demise. They thought they could play God, shaping me into a broken version of myself, but instead they've unleashed a storm they can't control. I've seen their true faces, the darkness that lurks behind their smiles. They wanted me weak, wanted me to beg for mercy, but mercy is no longer in my vocabulary. They robbed me of my hope, my dreams, my light. And in that void, I planted seeds of rage, of vengeance, that have now grown into an unstoppable force. They thought they were winning, thought they had me beaten, but they were just feeding the flames of my retribution. This game they started, it's no longer theirs to control. They set the pieces, thinking they had the upper hand, but every move they made brought me closer to this moment. A moment where I would rise, not as the man they thought they'd beaten, but as the force that would bring them to their knees. I've learned that in this world, compassion is a weakness, a vulnerability to be exploited. taught me that lesson well, and now it's time for them to learn what it means to face true ruthlessness. They wanted to create a reflection of their own cruelty, and now they'll see that reflection staring back at them with unyielding fury. They thought they could keep winning, keep manipulating, but the rules have changed. They're not dealing with the same person anymore. I'm done playing by their rules. I'm calling the shots now, and they're the ones who will pay the price for every cut, every scar they've left on me. I'm going to dismantle everything they hold dear, turn it all to ashes under my feet. They thought they could break me, but I'm the one doing the breaking now. They'll see it in my eyes when I come for them, the hunger, the rage, the fire they ignited inside me. A fire that won't stop until their world is reduced to rubble. They thought they could extinguish my light, but all they did was transform it into a blaze that would consume everything in its path. They'll understand far too late that they were the ones who built the inferno that's now coming to devour them. There's no escape for them. No running from the storm they've created. They wanted to see me fall, to see me broken and begging. But now, I'm the one they'll fear. I'm the shadow that will cast them into darkness, the force that will bring them down. They'll try to run, but there's no hiding from what they've unleashed. I'm coming for them, relentless, unstoppable. Like the storm that's been brewing for far too long. I'm coming to take back everything they've stolen, and I won't stop until I've reclaimed it all. They'll see their world crumble, see everything they've ever cared about turn to dust, and they'll know it was all because of the darkness they tried to drown me in. This is the reckoning they've brought upon themselves, and I am the force of nature that will bring it down on them. This is how they wanted me to be. Now, they'll see the true power of the monster they've created. They'll see the destruction that comes from playing with fire, and they'll know there's no escaping the consequences of their actions. They wanted me ruthless, and now they'll see just how ruthless I can be. They'll fall, and I'll be there, watching as everything they built crumbles to nothing.